Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, then welcome. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. What we're going to talk about today is exciting for me on a couple of fronts. One, because it's a collaboration between Ofra and my friend here on YouTube, Jen Luvs Reviews, and also because it was sent to me in PR. So I want to make it very clear that there was no obligation for me to do a video. There was not even a hint or a suggestion that I do a video or a review on these products. Jen was nice enough to add me to the PR list. Ofra reached out to me about a week or two ago and just asked for my mailing address. And here we are. The products arrived today. I haven't played with them yet. I did watch Jen's launch video, so I have an idea of what to expect from them, but I haven't played with them myself. If you've watched Jen's channel for any amount of time, and in particular if you've watched any of her Get Ready With Me's that she does on Periscope, then you know that she is a big fan of the Franken lip, meaning that she will often layer different lip products in order to create like a custom shade that matches perfectly for the eye look or the clothes that she's wearing on that particular day. And so what this trio of products here are 3 different lip products that you can layer to achieve different looks to assist in creating the perfect custom shade. So I'm going to go through the information and then we're going to play with it with a few different lip products. So hold that for one moment. So in the package came this little information booklet as well. And so I'm just going to read a bit of the information just in case you haven't seen Jen's video or if you just want to hear my take on it. So let's get right into it. So it says, sometimes a little change can make a big difference. No one wants to have makeup products sitting around that we will never use. The lipstick that's a little too bright or a little too orange or a little too purple, which I've got one of those as well. All it needs is a little metamorphosis. And I should have mentioned, that is the name of the set. This is the Metamorphosis set. So the 3 transformative shades in the Metamorphosis trio were designed specifically to bring lipsticks towards a natural skin tone and, in that regard, expand your ability to wear the quote-unquote less wearable lipsticks in your makeup bag. Use them with liquid lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, or even lip glosses to transform them into your ideal shade. The only limit is your imagination. Before we get into playing with the products, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the sale information regarding them. So the trio is going to be available for $50 US, or you can purchase each individual product for $20 US, which I think is really great because maybe you don't want all 3. Maybe you really just want the one that's going to lighten things up or the one that's going to deepen things up. So the fact that you can buy them separately and not just as the trio, I think is a really great idea. So there's going to be a pre-sale for these. It's going to start on July 20th on the Ofra Cosmetics website, starting at 10 a.m. EDT. I have absolutely no idea what EDT is, so I will leave that for you to look up to figure out what that is in your specific time zone. Starting on July 29th at 10 a.m. EDT as well, you can then just go ahead and purchase the trio or the individual items as you see fit. All right, so that is the sale information and the pricing. Let's get into playing with them. I'm actually really excited to play with them because I think it's such an interesting idea and I'm curious to see just how well it works. And like I said, I did watch Jen's video, so I did see them transform in her video, but I always like to play with things myself and really see how things work. So I did bring out a selection of lip products. I'm gonna do them on my hands, do them on my lips. We're gonna just take our time with this and have some fun just playing, which I miss the days of just playing with makeup here on YouTube. I'm finding that things are getting just a little tense, and so the idea of just playing really appeals to me right now. I will fully admit, earlier today I did set out a tweet saying I'm thinking of walking away from my channel. I have since calmed down, but I was in a very, very negative headspace. And so again, just this opportunity to just play really appeals to me right now. So like I said, I did bring out a selection of different lip products. I've tried to use different colors than what Jen used in her video. So if you want to see it transform on a more nude lipstick or on a bright red lipstick, you can go and watch Jen's video, which I will link down below. But I obviously have a orange, I just about called it yellow, an orange bullet lipstick. This is from Urban Decay in the shade Crash. And then I have a lip gloss. This is from Milani, one of their ludicrous lip glosses in the shade Power Suit. And I also have a liquid lipstick. This one is from Melt in the shade Ginger. This one is a shade that I can sometimes struggle to wear. It is a very almost like orangey brown kind of shade. It's very pretty, but it doesn't always work with every eye look. So I'm curious to see what these metamorphosizing, what these products in specific will do with this. I'm also very curious to see what they will do with this bullet lipstick. I pulled this one out simply because it's one of those lipsticks that I keep saving from decluttering, but I don't think I've ever actually worn it. It's just not the most flattering on me, and I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm curious to see if any of these lip products are going to assist so that this is actually a useful product for me. All right, so now that we've given the overview of the shades and the formula that I've picked out, let's just get to playing. So I'm gonna bump it in a little bit closer. I've got some wipes here so I can do them on my hand, do them on my lips. We're gonna have fun. All right, hi, welcome to my face. All right, so let's go through the shades really quickly. So this shade here is called Revive. It is a pale neutral with peach and pink undertones. The mid shade product here is called Refine. It's a neutral mocha nude with mauve undertones, which honestly I think is gonna be really pretty just on its own. And then this last shade over here, the deepest of the trio, is Reimagine, a deep neutral mocha brown. So why don't I just do hand swatches just of these three, just so you can see what they look like in and of themselves. They smell nice. They almost smell a little bit like sunscreen, like Banana Boat sunscreen. I have to say, I'm not super familiar with Ofra. I think I've got like one liquid lipstick in like an Ipsy bag ages ago, but it's not a brand that I've really tried anything from. I don't know why, but I haven't got around to it. So I'm actually really excited to try these products. So there are the three shades. So again, this one here is Revive, Refine, and Reimagine. This is like 100% a shade that I would wear just on its own. I think it's so pretty. Let's start with Revive and see what it does to this super bright orange. This is a true orange lipstick. So it does tone down the brightness quite a bit and almost adds like I hesitate to use the word milky just because I don't really like the word milk. I can't explain it, I just don't. But it adds like that creamy sort of look to it, if that makes sense. I think it's really pretty. It does tone it down, like I said. I can add a little bit more. You can obviously still see the orange, like it doesn't take that away from it. But moves it more into the realm of almost like coral instead of bright orange. I don't think you could argue that it's the exact same color that it was, that's for sure. It does definitely transform it. Yay, pretty. Okay. I'm gonna take the lipstick off entirely. My lips are gonna be very angry with me by the end of this, but that's okay. And then we're gonna use the mid-tone, and then I'll do it again with the deep, and then we'll do it on the hand to see all four, and just, there's a whole process. Just sit tight, maybe get a snack. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. Okay. What we're not going to do in this video though is worry too much about having a perfect application. There's just gonna be too much trying on, taking off to worry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the mid-tone called Refine and see what it does to this bright orange lipstick. that definitely grounds it. Turns it almost into like a terracotta kind of shade, which is really pretty. I'm really excited about these products. I'm really excited about it. I think it just adds a ton of versatility. I'm excited about that. I like this shade. Okay, on to the deepest one. All right, so here we go with Reimagine. So there again, it really helps to ground the color and takes what would arguably be a very summer kind of tone and moves it more into fall, winter kind of territory, at least for my own personal preferences. And I think it's just really pretty. And again, I'm really excited about the versatility that that gives, that it extends the life of the shade for me personally beyond just maybe 1.5 seasons, spring, summer, and moves it to an all year round kind of shade for me by just adding a few dollops of a deeper tone. I like that. I really like that. Okay, so then I've got all 4 on the back, so just plain and then one of each of the shades. I'm just gonna blend it out and then we can just sort of do a direct comparison of what it does to the shades. All right, so there we go. So again, that, oh my gosh, okay. So that is with nothing on it. That is just the lipstick straight out of the bullet. This is with Revive. This one here is with the shade Refine, and then the deepest one obviously is the one with Reimagine. So you can see that you do get 4 very different shades out of that. All right, so this is the lip gloss from Milani in the shade Power Suit. So again, I'm going to start with the lightest and move over to the darkest. Let's see what Revive will do with this. Also, I'm pleased to note that it's not really picking up on the doe foot. I always get like a little worried that that's what's going to happen. I guess if I rubbed back and forth it would, but just dotting it on, the doe foot's not getting dirty. It's so pretty. Okay, so again, it has that sort of like, I'm just going to use the word milky. Does that make sense? Does that like, that makes sense, right? I hope so. It turns it into a really pretty shade. Sorry, I keep looking at the viewfinder instead of the, sorry, I just did it again. That's really pretty. I'm not usually one to do Franken lips personally, but honestly, with these products, it makes it very easy. See, my problem is that I usually end up layering things that don't work well together, and then they just make each other look infinitely worse than they would have on their own. This takes the guesswork out of it. It really, like the undertones are there. I'm really stoked about it. All right, let's move on to the mid-tone and see what we can create with that. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Refine and we will see what it does. I honestly can't predict these kind of things, so I'm in for the ride. Let's see. That completely transforms the shade, like completely transforms it from that like vibrant purple to this like really deep rose tone. And again, it's so pretty. I feel like I'm going to be a broken record just saying the same things over and over again, but I really like how it just adds that depth to the color so that if, say, this is too bright for whatever situation you're wearing it to, you can really ground it, but you still get use out of the product. That's fantastic. Okay, moving on to the deepest one. Oh, it's so vampy. It's so pretty. I do like the brown undertone. I really do. I used to think that like brown lipstick was just all kinds of weird. I've really grown to appreciate it. I like that this still has that like pinky purpley element to it, but you can really see like that mocha undertone coming through. And again, not that I would really consider this to be like a strictly summer shade, but it definitely takes it into like the fall winter. Like this is definitely a winter shade for me. And I think it's so pretty. So pretty. Also, I will say these products are really comfortable on the lips as well. Like they're not, granted I've had it on for just a few minutes, but it's not really altering the formula of the lipstick that's underneath it, at least from what I've experienced with the two products I put on top of it. Because sometimes I find like when you put things on top of particularly matte lipsticks like this one, things can pill up or they can get slimy, and I'm not feeling that at all happening with this. Again, granted, I've only had it on for a very brief moment in time, but it still feels like a lip gloss, at least on this product here. It hasn't dried it down in any way or made it sticky or anything of that sort, so I'm really pleased with the comfort level of it as well. I'm just going to go ahead and mix those on the back of my hand, and then I'll come back to show you what all four of them look like. Alright, so again, there's the lip gloss on its own. There it is mixed with Revive. Here it is mixed with Refine, and then with the deepest shade, Reimagine. So again, you can see you get very different results. And I'm so jazzed about this. I'm sorry, I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but that's really cool to me. Alright, so now I've got the liquid lipstick from Melt on. Again, this is in the shade Ginger. And so you can see it's a very brown-based lipstick. I think it's really pretty, but it's not always the easiest for me to work with. So I'm interested to see what these products can do in terms of making this more wearable for me. I use the air quotes because what's wearable for me might be totally different than somebody else. So it's all very personal, but for me, this isn't always the kind of shade that I'm going to gravitate towards. So I'm curious to see how we can transform it. So I'm going to go in with Revive. That really does tone the brown down and makes it a much more neutral kind of shade for me, at least on my skin tone. And again, I can see that this would really make that liquid lipstick that much more versatile to me. And again, it's still very comfortable. Like there's no stickiness to this product, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, I'm curious to see what the mid-tone will do because it's a fairly mid-tone liquid lipstick to begin with, but we'll see what those undertones can do. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Refine and we'll see what it does. I think I can see a little bit of that like mauvey undertone coming through, but it's not a massive transformation. I will be curious to see how it looks when I put like all four on the back of my hand again, just to really see that difference. But it's not a huge transformation, at least from what I can see from here. But it certainly does change the undertone, I will say that. But it's just not a huge drastic change. That's okay, I'm not mad at it. Let's see what happens when we put on Reimagine. I'm gonna put a little extra on this one just to see how deep we can get it. So it definitely deepens things up, and I think again it's more to do with the undertone than anything else, although it is a bit deeper. But it definitely makes it more of a true brown than the orangey brown that the Melt shade is just on its own. Is it sweater weather yet? Because like, this is perfect for sweater weather. Super excited. Super excited. Okay, let's see how they look on the back of my hand. Okay, so there is Ginger on its own. There it is mixed with Revive. Here it is with Refine, and then again with Reimagine. And so there is more of a difference than what I thought just on my lips. You can see this is much more of a reddy brown, and then that mauve undertone really comes through. And you can see, sorry, I'm like flipping you guys off. And you can see just how much more brown it adds with Reimagine. All right, let's see what we can do with this, because this, nope, I can't wear this one on its own. I just can't. I think I forgot to mention what this is. This is from NYX, and it is in the shade Wisteria, and one of their pinup pout lipsticks. I don't know how to wear this. I truly don't. So I'm very curious to see what these products can do so that I can hopefully get some actual wear out of this, because right now it's just taking up a spot in my makeup drawer. So we'll go in with Revive, see what happens. All right, so I'm not going to say that it makes it like a wearable color for me, but I think it definitely does tone it down and takes that like harsh edge off of it and makes it almost a little bit more into like the pastel realm. I still don't know how to wear this or how to pull it off. But honestly, I do feel like this would be easier to wear than straight out of the bullet. Like this one's just a little bit harsher than what I've got going on here, but I am curious to see what the mid-tone and the deeper will do with this, because I still don't feel particularly comfortable in this shade. All right, so going in with Refine. Now there is a color that I would wear. I would still feel like I was pushing the envelope a little bit with this kind of shade. Purples and it's not usually my thing. On the eyes, absolutely. On the lips, not usually so much. But this really does add a good depth to it and really changes that undertone. I would wear this. I would wear this. Thank you, Ofra and Jen. I can actually get some use out of this now. And now I'm super curious to see what that deepest one's going to do to it. So let's try that. All right, so last but not least, Reimagine. Again, 100% I would wear this shade. It almost makes it like a gray, like a purpley gray. Again, very like fall and winter in my estimation, but I really like that. I had no idea that this lipstick could look like this. I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited about that because this has been so close to being decluttered so many times, and it honestly never occurred to me to mix it with a bunch of different things to see what would happen. And here we are. I would 100% wear this shade. I think it's really pretty, really different, but really pretty. All right, I'm just gonna blend these out on my hand and show you the three differences. There we have it. So again, with Revive, straight out of the bullet, with Refine, and with Reimagine. Let me make sure I've got those right. Yes, I do. Like this, I can't wear the color. I don't know how to wear it. I'm sure somebody out there could rock the hell out of that color. I don't think that person's me. These two, right in my wheelhouse. Especially this one, love it. Love it. All right, so final thoughts, in case it wasn't obvious, is that I am a big fan of this trio. I'm really surprised and really impressed by just how much they affect the lipstick underneath them and just how much they can transform them. And the fact that like this purple lipstick that I have zero idea how to wear has now become something that I think is going to be a staple in my collection just blows my mind. I think that's amazing. And I want to congratulate Jen for this collaboration. It's so exciting and it's so very well deserved. And I also want to thank you for creating something different, not just liquid lipsticks, but liquid lipsticks with a purpose. And I can only imagine how much work went behind finding those correct undertones that really do transform things in the way that you envisioned. And from what I can see, you've nailed it, because each one of these really does have an impact on the shade that you put it on top of. And they really do stand out one from the other. And I think it's just such a cool and innovative idea. I think it's really going to be helpful for people, especially for me, because I'm not really one of those Franken lip kind of people. I just don't know what to mix together in order to make the perfect shade. And this takes the guesswork out of it, and it makes it much more approachable and much more simple. And I'm really impressed with that. I'm also very impressed with the fact that not only did Jen choose to have a trio, but to also make them available as individual units so that people didn't have to buy all three if they didn't feel they had the need for all three. And I think that that's just a really sort of customer focused approach to it, rather than just maximizing on the amount of dollars that you could make. You really are taking into account the consumer, and I think that that is laudable. So once again, Jen, congratulations on the collaboration. It's amazing, and I'm really, really happy with these products. I will continue to use them. I just want to play with all of my lipsticks now, because now apparently I have 4 times more than what I thought I had. So don't tell my husband, because if I buy any more lipstick, he'll be like, but you have that trio, why are you buying more? Shh, Barrie, it's none of your concern. It's okay. Chef's kiss. I'm so happy with it. Thank you to Jen for adding me to the PR list. That was unexpected, but so very appreciated. And again, I'm going to link the Ofra Cosmetics website down below, as well as Jen's reveal video. Again, they go on pre-order on July 20th, and then they will be available for direct sale on July 29th through the Ofra Cosmetics website. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.